I'm not used to holding a mic up here, so how many has seen me on YouTube on at least one or two videos?
Once or twice.
Once or twice? How many have watched about like a couple hundred videos of mine? So this is my more loyal crowd over here then. Awesome, awesome. That's the first one. Next thing is how many people have been in business more than 5 years right in here? All right. How many people has been in business more than 1 year? All right. How many people have been in business or just starting and we're only about 3 months in? That's awesome. So this crowd here is about a third all the way across here. So I wanted to do that because I know a lot of this morning we kind of talked about stuff that feels like I'm a pressure washer. Why do I need this information about leadership? Why do I need this information about all this other stuff? Because when we get into pressure washing, the pressure washing is the thing. You know, Kurt Kempton always says, and he's right out here, you know, we are a customer service business that just so happens to do pressure washing or to do window cleaning or do the thing. And so I love Kurt. Kurt's looking through the window. About 9 years ago, when I first started, I looked goofy back in 2011. This is when I started. I went to Huntsville, Alabama. I was in a room just about like this, not quite as big. It was only about 40 people. And I had never pressure washed a house. I know people told me that this stuff would work like magic, and I didn't believe them 100%, but I went. I convinced my wife that this was a good thing to do. And so we went to Huntsville, Alabama, and I did a class. Kurt was one of the speakers there. I still remember his speech. He was talking about things of value and how we are, you know, customer service oriented and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I'm here for pressure washing. I want to learn how to pressure wash, you know. But over my years, I found out that I've taught many 18, 19-year-olds how to pressure wash. We actually got a kid here that's amazing. I love when I see small, young kids, entrepreneurs that's still in high school that's wanting to start and grow a business. And that is what makes me do what I do up here. This is why I put my heart and soul into this, is to see young people to grow businesses. Now, I also understand we have a lot of old people here too. A lot of people in my training and that come to my in-person training are actually on the older side. They're in that 40 years old that they're tired of their 9 to 5. They're tired of doing 9 to 5 grind and have nothing to show for it. You know, my goal is to help you be able to do more of your stuff. This past year, I quit the full-time job as a firefighter, and so that I could spend more time with my family. And that's what I want you all to be able to do is spend more time with your family. Now, I understand the grind can get very hard in the beginning, and we got to work long hours, but don't forget, the ones that are supporting you is your family, and that is the most important thing that you can remember is your family is what's taking care of you. If your why is your family, then why are we spending 80, 90 hours and not putting our time in our why of our family? So this is very important about taking care of our family. So in this, I had this old trailer, I bought it down the road, and I took it, and I am a mechanic by trade, and so I built this rig out of it. This was my first rig. I had less than $2,000 in this thing. I didn't have a lot of money. We had debt. We were both working. My wife was working at Toyota, and we had debt, and I was a full-time fireman. And so we were sitting at the firehouse, and one of the guys was like, man, Jason, look at all these houses. I'm going to go buy me a pressure washer. Well, I'm a diesel mechanic by trade. I used to work on heavy equipment, big tractors, D9s, D10s, D11s, 631s, scrapers, all the heavy stuff that you see that builds roads. And when I remember pressure washing, I was like, that don't sound like no fun. Last time I remember when I did pressure washing, you take this and do your ear, and you get a nice big old black thing of grease coming out of your ear. And I was like, that don't sound like no fun. But I went and I started researching. Now, Jason don't like to read. Jason never did like to read. Jason is a hands-on type of person. Jason is a person that you give him a book and I could read 10 pages and I couldn't tell you anything on any of the pages. Some people want to sit there and say, well, you got to look professional. And yeah, I agree on that. But not everybody has
the means or the capability of doing this. You know, we got a guy in here that's 17, 18 years old that flipped equipment, that bought equipment to do pressure washing, and I think he's going to be doing great things in the time coming. This is my first website I built. Yep, I built it. It was one of the things, it's still out there. You can go to the ProServe group, and you can still see this. When I sold my business, they actually wanted this website too. So, but you know, it's not nothing pretty, but it is stuff that I built this on my own. Because I wanted to let you know that you can do it. And at the end of the day, a lot of times we don't understand that words have power. And when we tell somebody that you can do things and that you can do the things you want to do, those words have power. If I say I can't do that, then I'm telling myself I can't do that. So in our house, can't isn't a word. And it's you can do hard things. Is it going to be easy all the time? No. You know, we talked about putting other people into place that we may need to do. Keith talked about this. You know, finding the who, not how sometimes. I could have said, well, I can't do that. And guess what? I'd still be sitting at the firehouse saying, I can't do this, I can't do that. And what I find is with a lot of the older generation here, and the older people that are just starting out or getting ready, things are hard. How many people like to do Facebook Live? Let's see a show of hands of how many people in here like to do a Facebook Live in here. We got 1, 2, 3. Why don't the other 100 and some people don't like to do that?
You might mess up.
Might mess up. How do you know? You might be awesome. You know, we keep telling ourselves that we can't do it. We can't grow. We can't get customers. Well, have you put any signs out? Have you done anything to make the phone ring? Well, no. I'm just sitting here on my couch waiting for the phone to ring. I don't know why the phone ain't ringing.
One day, I will get my phone to ring. Because you know what? I only had one person come up, but you know what? I also had a 50 in my pocket. You know? And this is what we have to do. This is what we have to do in business. This is things that we need to do. Just because we get told no once doesn't mean we don't take action. I'm done now, so sorry. So, successful people taking action. They make mistakes, but don't quit. That's the difference between successful people and non-successful. Michael Hindeliner back there, I guarantee you, has made lots of mistakes over his many years of getting his gray hairs. You know, but what do you think he quit? Did he give up? You know, no. He kept going, kept pushing, kept doing the things he needed to do to grow his business to get to the next level. Now, he's on like level 1,500, but how do you get there? One step at a time. It's not, well, I want to be like Bobby Walker and have 600 5-star reviews, but I haven't done nothing to get the first one. You got to do the things to do it. You got to remember, it's all about baby steps. One step in front of the next one. You know, if something pushes us back, we got to keep moving, keep doing the things we need to do. Now, what can hold us back from taking action? Time sucks. What are time sucks? Can anybody tell me what a time suck is? Facebook. Why do you still have it on your phone if it's a time suck then? Because, oh, it's business. Well, guess what? Now they've made a thing that you can do business through not even having the app. So the best thing, I want everybody to do something here. A lot of people that can't grow their business or stuff say, probably the number one is, I don't have enough time. Well, just think about this. You have 168 hours every week. Everybody in here does. Amazon, Bezos has 168 hours a week, making billions of dollars. You have those same hours. I find a little bit addicted to TikTok myself, so I'm going to be myself. But I'm going to tell you something. I've spent 17 hours in the last 10 days on TikTok. Now, yeah, holy crap, what? I want to see what some of you all, what's your number one time waster? YouTube. Who else has got some time? And how many hours did you spend on it? What if you would have spent that much time on your business? Crickets, huh? Because I guarantee you, you didn't spend 10, 20 hours, 30 hours on Facebook in all the Facebook groups. Now, I'm not talking about the pressure washing groups, because all that is a bunch of bickering and about a bunch of who's got the biggest rig. Let's just put it that way. And I'm going to tell you something, or how to clean something. That's not going to grow your business. In fact, I would tell you to probably delete them. Get in the Facebook groups that are going to grow your business. Those are the businesses that are going to help you be there. Those are the businesses that we can go Facebook Live and do the things that's going to grow your businesses. You know, if you want to be in 1 or 2 pressure washing groups, pick 1 or 2. Don't be in 10, because what happens is you pick 10 different groups. The next thing you know is you'll start in a rabbit hole and you never get out of that rabbit hole. And the biggest thing is time, right? So what I would tell you to do is take that time that you've wasted on social media or whatever app that you are and start putting that toward your business. Share your distractions, or starve your distractions, feed your focus. Have a goal. What's your goal? What's your focus? What is the one thing that you want to focus on? Not just per the year, but let's break this focus down into the month, into the week. Maybe, you know, I always tell people, I give his name out a lot, and I know he hasn't told me to quit giving it out yet, but Benjamin Gregory, he has probably spent next to nothing on marketing, and he ended up doing about $500,000 last year. And here's the thing about it. He posts 3 times on Facebook every week, and he posts 3 times on LinkedIn. Yep, that's right, I said LinkedIn. And you can get a lot of business off of LinkedIn. Now, is it easy? No. But when you starve the distractions of being in all these groups, and we start feeding your focus, this is when we can get the needle to move and get us to the next level. So I kind of went through this a little faster than I probably should have, but I also wanted to talk a little bit about pressure washing too, and I'm going to get into my sheet here. I have a sheet in here, and I want to talk about pressure washing, because I know how when I first started, when they're talking about all this other stuff up here, I was like, I want to learn about pressure washing. This goes over my 26 steps to the perfect house wash. I'm going to go over it just so that way you can do this. So it is always good to have a checklist, even if you're like, well, Jason, I'm the owner. Why do I need a checklist for? It's rather you either have it on a copy like this, or you use an app like your camera and you take pictures of everything, or you do it through Company Cam, something, because remember, this is not just about pressure washing, right? In fact, these are only half the steps that I actually have what it is on here, and this is why I want to go over that. So when we talk to the customer, remember, and I don't want to get into too much of Jill's office stuff, but remember, when we answer the phone, we want to smile. What? Why do I need to smile when I answer the phone? Because they can hear your smile. That's right. They can hear when you're, well, gosh dang stupid, I got to turn this machine on. Hello. Or it could be like, take a second, take 2 deep breaths in. Hello, Jason Guyman with Pressure Wash Help. How may I help you? Does that sound a little bit better than, hello? Yeah. Or I've heard that. What? What you doing? Well, and then usually the person on the other end's like, who is this? Talk to the customer. Have a script. Don't just be like, you know, have a script. Have something that is an elevator speech that you can go down, get everything you need to do. The next thing is, when we're pressure washing, and the reason why I have this checklist too is not just for you, but it is also like when I have employees, they have to fill this sheet out or they have to take pictures when I have my company. The reason why I did that for is so that I could go back and when Miss Karen calls I can go back and say, you know, yeah, it had shotgun fungus. Oh, yep, them are the little black dots all over the house. Yep, they're not coming off. Yep. But if I didn't have this, then I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what those black dots are. I'm assuming they're shotgun fungus, but I don't know. And so that's why we want to either take pictures of it and make it easily accessible, or have a check sheet so that we can do this. I've done it through my website. You can do it through JOT form, J-O-T form. And in that way, when they go, they can just go right down through there. So the first thing is we always tell them to hook up their water hose, because we got to get water and make sure that we're filling our tank. Did you put a yard sign out? What? But Jason, I thought you said this is a check sheet how to pressure wash. Yeah, you got to remember, we're not worried about this job. This job we already got, and we're getting money off of this job. We're working on next week, and 2 weeks down the road, and a month down the road, right? That's why we're going to do putting out a yard sign, because we want business next week and the week after. I'm not worried about this house. I already got their money probably, or at least got their credit card, and I'm going to get it the next day. So that's one thing. Does the property have a pond close to the house? Well, Jason, what does that have to do with anything? Well, let's tell you something. One drop of bleach kills fishy, and they turn upside down, and you have a pissed off customer, especially when that fishy's a $10,000 fishy or a $20,000 fishy. And yes, there's koi out there that cost $10, $20, $100,000 worth of fish. I don't think Joseph Walters here is going to want you killing fish if they're that much. So that is definitely something that we want to look at. Does the house have shotgun fungus? Does anybody know what shotgun fungus is? It's the little black dots that come out of the mulch and shoots up, and it can shoot up 20 to 30 feet up in the air. That's shotgun fungus. Is there oxidation on the house? Did you rub your hand? Take a picture of it. Yes, there's oxidation. No, there's no oxidation on this house. Well, Jason, why do I need to worry about that? Because when Miss Karen comes out there and says, you didn't clean my house, it still has white chalky stuff all over it. You're right, ma'am. You didn't pay us. That's that's restoration. That's not cleaning. We're just going to clean dirt, mold, now. Next thing is it a painted surface? Is it hardy board? You know, well, Jason, what does that mean? Well, there's this awesome paint out there nowadays that when you spray bleach on it, it goes into the pigment and it turns it pink and green and light blue. And that's not good. Most people I know that have done it have been lucky and gotten away with it, but I do know some people that have had to paint houses over it. Did you tape the outlets or any spots that had where water could get into the meters? Everything moved away from the house. Now, when I owned my business, I made them it was in the contract that it was at least 15 feet away from the house, because I did not want to be moving stuff. The last thing I want you to do is go in there and break something, that $1,000 grill or that whatever, that antique thing that mama bought or got from grandma, great grandma, that you just broke. So you want to make sure all that stuff is moved away from there. So before we get too far down through there, our before pictures. We want to get at least 4 before pictures. Well, Jason, why do I need before pictures? It's this, or that. Well, one is to do 2 things. The first thing is to make sure that we get our before pictures, so that way we can say, hey, Miss Jones, this was broken, or this screen is broken, or this glass is broken. So that's why we want to make sure that we do that. And then we want to do our after pictures. So this is what it looks after. Now, what are we going to do with those after pictures? Are we just going to leave them to sit there? No, we're going to use this for marketing. Remember, marketing. Marketing is all about what we're doing. So we're going to use our before and after pictures, so that way we can do that. That's why we're doing the after pictures. The other reason why we're doing after pictures is if we did screw something up, well, I got a picture of it now. And then we're going to do our 5-arounds. Again, marketing. It's not about the day's house. It's about the next day's house. Now, but Jason, this is my last job of the day. and it's 85 degrees out here or 100 here in Dallas, and I just don't want to do it. I'm just too tired. I can't make that 5 around. Oh, I'm just so tired. Well, then you wonder why you can't get your phone to ring. Just saying. And then we're going to do our final walk around. So before we do that, we're also going to talk to our customer. And remember, when we're doing all of these things, when we talk to the customer and when we first get there and when we leave, we want to make sure that we are working for our 5-star reviews. Again, house washing is the easy part. It really is. I've had probably 20 employees of 18, 19, 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds. You know, some good, well, some not so good. But a bunch of the ones that when we sold the business are still there today, 2 years later. So it is definitely something that you got to do to make sure you have a check sheet. If you want to go check out pressurewashhelp.com/Texas, I give you 30 days free. And it actually will give you access to my Christmas lights. And yes, Christmas lights are an amazing business to get into in the wintertime. It is very profitable. The profit out there is stupid on it, and it's very good. But again, I don't know how many minutes I got for any questions, but I hope that I give you a little bit of motivation and I give you a little bit of pressure washing. And so my goal is to make sure that you can be successful at the end of the day. I've seen many people I also offer an in-person training where you can come to, well, it's some places all over, and that you actually get the hands-on. I see some of my students here of Mike Williams over here. We got Luke, came to Washington last year. So I do offer a Christmas light course. It's in person sometimes, it's usually later on. So in 2018, I did right at $500,000 in Christmas lights. That was part of my $1 million in the business. And so Christmas lights is one of the things that helped me. I go over everything of how to install them, how to bid them and be profitable. And so those are some things that I do teach in my course. The in-person classes, I've been kind of teaming up with some other people. One of my good friends of Donovan, who I've teamed up with and kind of teaches it through that class too. So on the online section, I've had people do the online section and be able to start and grow. And